6:47, back with your top stories for Thursday. Smart start and breaking news here in Rochester. There was a triple stabbing during a fight.
Yeah, police say that around 1 this morning, they got a call for walk-in stabbing victims at the hospital, later determining that two 21-year-olds and a 22-year-old had been hurt near Monroe Avenue and Alexander Street. No suspects to name as of this time.
Also breaking updates this morning, 3 people seriously injured at the hospital after 2 vehicles and a tractor trailer crashed in Genesee County. That happened around 7 last night on Route 77 and McVean Road in Darien. Deputies say a Subaru was trying to turn onto McVean when it was hit by a semi. We're told one of the passengers was thrown out of that car and hit by another vehicle. That crash remains under investigation. Your sunrise traffic, looking at current conditions out there around the Rochester Metro. Expressways clear and green on our traffic map. Do want to give you another courtesy heads up that right there downtown next to Blue Cross Arena and the Hall of Justice, they're going to have some streets blocked off around 9 o'clock. That's a large-scale training exercise for local law enforcement. Again, that'll be lasting much of the morning downtown.
Happening today, a court appearance for the man accused of hitting and killing a woman and then driving off 2 years ago.
RPD tells us in November 2022, 30-year-old Olivia Curl was turning onto Brown Street from Eddy Street when she was hit by 2 racing vehicles. Curl was thrown out of her car and killed on scene. Police say 30-year-old Timothy Tabron has been identified as the driver of one of the racing cars, adding he left the scene that day. The indictment with the new charges just unsealed yesterday. It also brings second-degree manslaughter. Tabron was already in jail for an unrelated case. His bail application for that hearing is this afternoon.
A call for action now from students, faculty and staff at MCC trying to draw attention to layoffs that could be officially announced in the coming weeks. In fact, they already talked about this here recently. Now, according to the college, the move to trim staff is in direct response to fewer students enrolling, and the school says that affected faculty would receive notice and at least 1 full year with employment of MCC before any changes are made. And MCC and its partners will offer career transition support, they say. However, the folks at this rally yesterday say they believe there are other ways to find savings in the budget and that laying off faculty will have a negative impact on the campus overall.
Many of the teachers who we know for a fact would be laid off are teachers who made my life what it is and made the future that I have what it is. And it would crush me to see their future just being forsaken by the college just for what they think would be a good business decision.
And a statement released by the college says throughout this process, MCC will maintain laser focus on the success of its students to ensure no disruption to their educational pursuit nor the quality of instruction upon which its national leading reputation has been built and sustained. Now, one of the biggest anchor stores at the Marketplace Mall in Henrietta is moving out. Luckily not going too far, though. Dick's Sporting Goods moving into the old Christmas Tree Shops property on Jefferson Road. This is an interesting time for the mall with massive URMC orthopedic centers. That just finished opening there, and the 150-unit senior apartment complex right next door. That's due to open by the summer. Home Goods is also going to be opening nearby next week, and Bob's Discount Furniture will also be opening in July. Quite a lot of changes here. However, a representative from the Plaza's Development Group says this is not news because Dick's was already planning to move out.
I think it's a good testament to the town as well, the fact that we were able to backfill, because in this market, it's hard. Those size tenants, 45,000 for Dick's, 30,000 for Bob's, the Home Goods as well, that we're able to really get those tenants back. I think it speaks very highly for the town and this whole commercial plaza on Jefferson as well.
Yeah, no time frame yet announced on when the opening date would be for the big sporting goods chain, but the developer says that it will be one day after the current site at the mall closes. So shop while you can.
There will be a lot of people up in Charlotte spending part of the Memorial Day weekend at the park and beach, and police say they'll be there with a plan to keep things calm. This holiday is one of the busiest for RPD out of the whole year. Officers say they've been bumping up the number of agencies and patrols throughout this weekend over the years, and despite that, they're still asking you to please be aware.
Our job is to intervene as soon as we see conflict arise, and with so many officers in the park, our hopes is that we can identify any issues or concerns early and intervene before it becomes a major conflict.
That is on land, and with many expected to be out on their boat, maybe for the first time this season this weekend. Agencies will also be on the water with scuba teams in their own vessels, making sure everyone is doing the right thing.
We got some good news for the Maasai giraffe family over at the Seneca Park Zoo. Officials tell us Kipenzi, the giraffe who was diagnosed with cancer last year, is defying all odds. Still going strong 14 months later. Now, she does still have that tumor growing on her jaw, but she's still able to eat. Her teeth haven't been affected, and she's also going to be participating in those giraffe feedings. If you'd like to pay her a visit tomorrow by the Savannah Barn.
Go see them and the baby giraffes, too. Well, the annual 6x6 fundraiser in Rochester is just about here, ready to go live, and staff wants you to get ready to help on out.
Yeah, you know, the supporters have been going on for several years now, since 2008, and everybody can get a chance to have some great art in the home. Aron Spitzer checking out the Roco Gallery for what is in store this year. Aron.
During the fundraiser hosted by the Rochester Contemporary Arts Center, the art is exhibited and sold anonymously. Upon purchase, the buyer finds out who made the piece. The art could have been made and donated by famous artists, hobbyists, local artists, or youth. Each can donate up to 4. This year, there are 5,400 pieces of 6x6 art. Each piece costs $20. The organization usually sells around 2,500 pieces, which is $50,000 for future projects. The gallery often features younger artists, supports the local art community through advocacy efforts, and brings new artists to Rochester for the first time. During the preview period, which is online now, you can make a list of your favorite pieces in preparation for competitive buying day. When that happens, you'll have to get to the piece you want first to be able to buy it. Blue Cease, the executive director at Roco, says it's about more than selling as much of the art as possible.
But we're also here to display over 2,000 different artists' creative output. And so what that amounts to is this incredible sea of creativity for local visitors to come in and see, for art students to come in and learn from. Simultaneously, this is like a really cool and affordable collecting opportunity. So sometimes the people may have the notion that collecting artwork is only for the elite. It's only for the uber wealthy. Well, this exhibition really lowers the bar and makes all these different artworks from around the globe affordable.
Again, the online preview is up now. In-gallery viewing begins on Tuesday and competitive buying on June 1st. Remember, you have to be first to get the piece you're eyeing. You can find information on how to do that on our website, rochesterfirst.com. Guys, back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Aron. I'm actually really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see all the great art, maybe do a few guesses on where we think it's coming from.
Yeah, you never know what it might look like. Could be from a student, could be from someone in news.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah, the first time I ever went in there was Jazz Fest decades ago.
Yeah.
I just kind of stumbled into that building, so it's neat to see. Go check it out if you can. Blue skies over Rochester. Absolutely gorgeous day for you. Numbers well into the 70s for you, above average for the 23rd of May. We'll keep on that above average train throughout Memorial Day weekend. Next chance for rain comes on Saturday.
All right, thank you, James, and thank you for spending your time with us here at Sunrise. We'll see you back here at 7:25.
And have a great day. CBS Mornings is coming up next.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.